And greetings again, dear humans. Thanks for allowing us to come into your day. For it is indeed a pleasure and a joy of ours to have you on the other end of this communication. And we certainly hope that it impacts you the way that we intended in our heartfelt, open, loving ways. And today we ask you to reflect on what do you consider your strengths? And while we give you a moment, we will go through some possibilities. Is it your patience? Or perhaps your ability to do certain things, like sporting events well, or to perhaps craft or artistry? That is all well and good and a very important part of human exploration. But we want you to think that my greatest strength loving, is loving. Think about that. If that is your greatest strength, then nothing else will ever come close to matching that. For you can use that special skill, that ability, that innate power and energy you have within you to make sure that others not only are aware that you are projecting that, but that they can feel your authenticity and your compassion and that you care and value them. So we wish for you to develop that as one of your strengths and to list that as one of your strengths. Now, there are many other loving expressions, like taking care of others, perhaps, or being a successful mentor and helping people get and grow or get to new levels of vibration or expansion and to help them overcome some challenges. But the most important thing, and what is coming into your new earth, which you are creating moment by moment, which has already been created, just so you remember. But the important thing is you are progressing to a more unified, loving earth. Your entire Earth collective shall have a rebirth in ways, and your new bodies will seem lighter, and your colors will be more vibrant, and your senses will have more depth, and will have greater exaltations of joy within them, for you will be so pleased with your new abilities once you remember that you have made that shift. But there are always opportunities to share love. And even in those tense moments where anger may be present, or there are other attitudes, we will say, or expressions which may not be so conducive, but if you exhibit that open hearted love as your strength, it changes people. It changes everybody. It changes everything. For indeed, as the great speaker Emmanuel said through Pat Rodegast, transformation only happens through love. That is an ultimate truth for all realms. For indeed, it is the major divine impetus which causes change and which every consciousness is geared towards remembering more of that love, discovering more of the love of which they are. And that is humans' goal at this particular point, whether individually or collectively, or even if some are unaware. But you are all striving towards that. Some of you are taking a little longer way around, but that is okay because personal choice is the rule in your free will realm. And we honor that. But going back to your strengths, list that. Make a list of your strengths just so you know and you could feel good about them because that helps your vibration as well. But make sure that love is on there. Do not ever forget, please, for if that is your strength, then all else falls away. For it is the most important thing in your entire universe. Now, some may say that survival is more important. But what is survival without love? For indeed, it is a place of wandering and of, we will say, disillusionment and even advanced forgetting in ways which you are remembering. But focus on that. Make love your strength. Reach out with it. And you know what that is like. You do. When you come to a situation, you could think of it now and think of past things that you have said or encounters you have had with other individuals or animals or other creatures and how you may have responded in a more loving way. Develop that skill, develop that patterned response of responding in love. And once you do that, your entire thought process, your nervous system will rewire itself to be attracting more and more love to you to allow you to increase your loving strength. And we will let you go in love all we can muster, which is more than what your body can handle. And we are willing to stick with you until you can handle more of our love once the open contact scenarios and the human ascension occur. Of course, the humans have to arrange that loving energy on their own first to open those doors of connection to your galactic neighbors, friends, and helpmates. And we thank you again for giving us this time and know that you have our love to help your love even more and stronger. We receive.